So now we are going to proceed for the positioning of the column in respect of all the points that we have covered since from last two sessions. So we have seen that, let me show you. We have seen that on what basis you have to decide
on what basis you have to decide
column sizes. So like
column sizes. So like
activate your mic, please, there, please.
activate your mic, please, there, please.
Okay. So in the light of all these recommendation for the column size, we have decided that the column we are going to use for our proposed structure as 230 by 600. I'm not going to discuss all these points again. Now next, after that we have seen that some recommendation or some important points about which or with which we have to decide the column position that we have covered. Then column orientation in the last session we have seen. So these things we have to execute in the light of these all recommendation. We are going to execute the positioning of column over your architectural plan. We are going to put our column in the architectural plan. So just follow me, and we are going to put the columns. So very first recommendation was for the selection of particular column position. That was what you had to put your column at all the corners of your building, at all the corners or re-entrant corners of your structure, your building, your architect over your architectural plan. But before of that, as you can see here, there are different floors. There is presence of ground floor. There is a presence of first, second, and third floor. This is the fourth and fifth floor, and this is what terrace floor. So at any one floor, you have to first put your column, decide the positioning. Over the only one floor, only you have to put the column, and later on you have to check that position at all upper and lower floors, so that you have to ensure that the column is not going to create any kind of obstruction in your building, in your structure at any floor. So here the problem is what? Amongst these all different floors, you have to decide on which particular floor you have to put your column first. आपको किस कॉलम पर कॉलम की पोजीशन, किस फ्लोर पर आपको कॉलम की पोजीशनिंग करना है? Either I can go with the ground one first, or I can go with the first, second, and third, this typical floor, or I can go with this one, and I can go with this one. But the actual concept is what? Always you have to position your column for the most complicated arrangement of architectural plan. For the architecture plan where there is more complication, So if you are going to look at this ground floor, so only the parking is there. So on what basis you are going to put here column? No. When you come to this first, second, and third typical, so here, complication we are getting. If you are satisfying the column positioning at this particular floor, there may possibility that that will pass the criteria of the column will not going to create the obstruction to the other floors. Your column is not going to create the obstruction to your other floors. There may possibility, but if you are taking easiest architecture plan and if you are trying to put the column there, so no effort you need to take for that particular floor. But if you are going to take that all the column position to the next floor for the checking purpose, you will be in trouble. All the columns are creating the obstruction. Are you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
So concept क्या है? सबसे जो critical होगा आर्किटेक्चर प्लान, पहले आपको वहां पर पोजीशनिंग करना है, देयर आफ्टर आपको आना है जो फिर आप पहले आप किसी भी फ्लोर पर करो, आपको उस कॉलम को सारे फ्लोर्स पर चेकिंग करना है, whether that column is creating the problem or not, whether your column is creating the obstruction or not, whether the column are coming in the utility area or not. ये सारी चीजों को चेक करने के लिए आपको सारे फ्लोर्स पर करना है. तो अगर आप पहले ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एरिया ले लेते हो, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड आर्किटेक्चर प्लान ले लेते हो, तो फिर आपको इजी जाएगा. देयर मे बी पॉसिबिलिटी दैट कॉलम पोजीशन इज नॉट गोइंग टू क्रिएट द ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन, या बहुत प्रॉब्लम आएगा तो किसी एक दो कॉलम में आपको प्रॉब्लम आएगा. लेकिन आप इजीएस्ट और क्लियर फ्लोर प्लान ले लेंगे, वहां पर पोजीशनिंग कर लेंगे और फिर टिपिकल पर रखेंगे, उसको मींस कॉम्प्लिकेटेड आर्किटेक्चर प्लान पर रखेंगे, तो पॉसिबिलिटी है कि बहुत सारे कॉलम्स आपको ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन क्रिएट करेंगे, उस रीजन में आपको बहुत ज्यादा वर्क करना पड़ सकता है. सो बेटर इज व्हाट, फाइंड द क्रिटिकल वन फर्स्ट, difficult one first, then go for the checking only. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, तो यहाँ पर अभी हम लोग को देखिए कॉलम की साइज हम लोगों ने डिसाइड कर लिया है प्रिलिमिनरी. सेकंड अभी हम लोगों को क्या करना है, कॉलम की पोजीशन. फॉर द कॉलम पोजीशन व्हाट वी हैव सम गाइडलाइंस. आपके कॉलम कॉर्नर पर होना चाहिए, स्टेयरकेस के 4 कॉर्नर्स पर होना चाहिए, एंड एट द इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ 2 3 4 वॉल्स होना चाहिए. We have to we should try to keep all the columns in the same line, both the direction. Avoid to keep 2 columns very close to each other. Okay, these all recommendation we are going to follow. Okay, so this is what the balcony. So obviously this is the projected part. Your actual part is actual area is what, this much only. This is the edge or boundary of your structure. This is the boundary. This is the boundary I'm going to call structural boundary. I can call this is the balcony. This will be at the first floor. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So this is not the end. This is not the edge. Edge is actually this one. So I'm going to put my column here. So just follow me and okay. Is it visible to all of or all of you or not? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now next, from here, the span is what, 3.95. So it is important to take the column here also. So I'm going to take column from here, take the copy, and from here to here I'm going to put the column. Okay, this is another column I'm going to take. Now here again I'm going to take one column. From here to here I'm going to take one column. Okay, so 3.95, almost it is 4 meter. Just take 4 meter multiplied by 3.1428. 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet, I think. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, check it.
13 feet.
Hello. Tell me how much feet is
Twelve.
coming out.
12.95.
Sorry.
12.95 feet. 3.95 meter.
How much feet is means it is going to be converted into
The 3.95.
3.95 multiplied by 9 or 10 feet something will be there. So tell me, we can take the column here or not, or it is going to become too close? No, actually here the cantilever is coming out, plus here wall is present, means beam will be there. So no option except of taking this column here. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here also we need to take, see, wall coming from this side, wall coming from this side, means beams are coming. Here the projected beam will be there, cantilever. From this side beam is coming. So it is the intersection of 4 walls. So there's no option. No option. Anyhow, you have to take your column here, right or wrong?
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now take the copy of this from here. Now here I'm not going to take the column here. It is now going to become too close. So what I'm going to do, this is the edge. This is the edge. Can we left it? Tell me, can we left it?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
नहीं, वो
Can we
corner
left
पे
this point? Hello.
आउटर कॉर्नर पे देना पड़ेगा सर कॉलम
Corner तो देना पड़ेगा ना.
किचन में.
See, I just want your involvement. Okay. आप लोगों को डिसीजन लेना है कहां पर कॉलम रखना है रखना है. You should be actually like in take the involvement in this project. आप लोगों को करना है ये. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Every decision you have to take. I will just guide you. Just tell me.
किचन के कॉर्नर पे क्या आएगा सर आउटर में.
कॉर्नर पर तो लेना पड़ेगा, राइट?
Yes, sir.
या जस्ट okay. So like here, I am going to take a column from here to here, one column. Now, okay, it is also the intersection of three walls and 3.2 it is. So I'm going to take one column here also. I'm going to take one column here also. Now, because the long span beam is coming from this side, 3.88 almost. Okay, this is what 3.88. So I think we should take this. Okay, after that, take this column from here to here. Now this is done. Next, what I can do, like, okay, after this, I will like take the column at each point here also. Our structure is symmetrical. Okay, our structure is what? Symmetrical. So what I'm going to do here, take this here, take this here, and take this uh, see, from here to here. This is done. Okay. Now I will have to take all of these columns from here to here. Take copy of all of this and take it from here to here. Is that all okay? Will you allow this or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after that, what I would like to do here, now, it is the easiest part to take the column here. Okay. So what will become actually, try to understand, you all are with me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Column
sir.
to B will come here. This is the, okay, I will show you by the green color. This is the green one is your beam. So beam is coming from here, column to column. Then it is a small span is there, 3.2. Let's say 3 only, 3.28 feet. So it is going to become almost 9. So 9 to 10 feet is there only. So it is not much span is there. So what I will like to do, I will take this beam like this. So one end is fixed, another end is going to become hinged. That is what pinned connection means. Simply supported beam it will be on this side. Simply supported end it is, not the beam. It is a simply supported end. And left end is what? Fixed. Now, so that beam is going to become what? Prop the cantilever beam. Is that out? Is that right or wrong? Hello?
Right,
Right,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So next, just go to this and clear this all. Now, what next step I would like to follow? Okay. So yeah, actually the problem for this line, the major line is what? Try to understand. You need to find the line. So this is the line. Okay. So what we can do, uh, clear this all. Take this column from here to take this column from here to here. I'm going to take one column. Or another option is what? This is also the end. This is also the point. These 2 points are. So if I'm taking the column here, if I'm taking the column here, the problem is what? I need to like make this part as cantilever first. Otherwise, I need to take the column here. Otherwise, I need to take the column here. And I need to take the, suppose what will be there? Try to understand. If I'm taking my column here, so what will be there? What problem I need to face? Sorry. इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है आपको? यहां पर हम लोगों को एक कॉलम लेना पड़ेगा. देन अगर यहां पर आप नहीं लेते हो, देन यू नीड टू टेक द वन कॉलम हियर. देन ओनली योर बीम इज कमिंग फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर लाइक दिस. सो अगर आप ठीक है, यहां पर लेते हो, अगर यहां लेते हो तो आपको ये कैंटिलीवर करना पड़ेगा, यहां पर लेते हो तो फिर ये पैसेज में आपका बीम आएगा। हेलो,
यस सर।
ओके, सो ये दोनों ऑप्शंस, यहां पर एक कॉलम का ऑप्शन है। प्लस वन मोर थिंग ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर, ये बहुत क्लोज भी हो जाएगा आपका। It is only 3.8 or 3.8 feet will be there only. The meter will be there only. So इसके लिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं, और अगर आगे भी हम लोग लेते हैं तो ये कॉलम आपका यहाँ पर आएगा। आगे तो हम लोग सारे कॉलम यहीं पर आने वाले हैं। ओके, यहाँ पर आएगा आपको कॉलम, फिर यहाँ पर कॉलम लेंगे, मोस्ट प्रोबेबल, वो आगे का डिस्कशन है, दैट इज व्हाट द लेटर डिस्कशन। सो यहाँ पर ये तो अब लाइन इज गोइंग टू बी चेंज। व्हाट वन assumptions we are having, all the columns should be in, hello,
Should be in one line.
should be in same line along x and y direction. It is not compulsory, okay, but you should try as much as possible. Right, आपके पास जितने भी यहाँ recommendations है, this is what just the recommendation. हो सकता है कि आप सारे के सारे 100% सेटिस्फाई कर लो अपने स्ट्रक्चर में, हो सकता है कि ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर आपको मिले जहां पर सारी फॉलो करना डिफिकल्ट होगा। दैट इज व्हाट द मोस्ट challenging problem you are going to face. Hello, getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, so it is what the recommendation. If you have succeeded to fulfill all these recommendations, that's well and good. But if you are failing to, it's not the meaning that you are going to do the wrong. No. So here same situation. So यहाँ पर हम लोगों को चांस है कि सारे कॉलम को हम लोग एक लाइन में रख सके. So take the advantage. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
ठीक है, नाउ सो दैट मैंने रीजन आप लोगों को बता दिया। नाउ कमिंग टू दिस, पुट योर कॉलम हियर, ओके, thereafter take this column, yeah, this is the column, but by taking the column here, what problem you are going to face, take this column from here. If I'm taking the column in the same lines, see what problem you are going to face. Hello,
There's a window.
वेंटिलेटर के इसमें आ जाएगा।
ventilation or window, ventilation is there. Hello,
Yes, sir.
so that's a problem. आप यहाँ पर नहीं ले सकते हो, you have to discuss with the architect. But suppose we are going to consider that architect is not going to compromise with the positioning of this ventilation. Hello, ventilator. Hello, then
कॉलम को पोजीशन ही चेंज करना पड़ेगा। मतलब
हम
वहां
लोग यहाँ कंसिडर करते हैं कि हम लोग का आर्किटेक्ट जो है वो अलाउ नहीं कर रहा है। योर आर्किटेक्ट इज नॉट गोइंग टू अलाउ टू कॉम्प्रोमाइज विद द वेंटिलेटर पोजीशन। देन व्हाट, देन वी हैव टू फाइंड सम अदर पोजीशन। सो अब इसमें दो केसेस हो जाते हैं, नॉट देयर इज अ टू सिचुएशन, आइदर यू हैव टू टेक द कॉलम डायरेक्टली एट दिस पॉइंट वन, एंड here anyhow you have to take, because it is going to become what,
Corner.
कॉर्नर। तो यहां पर तो हम लोगों को एनी हाउ लेना है, राइट और रॉन्ग। देखिए दैट इज व्हाट द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड नॉलेज, हेलो, एंड एक्सपीरियंस। ये
Yes,
कॉर्नर है, यहाँ इसको हम लोग मींस अवॉइड कर सकते हैं?
नहीं।
नो, this is the point where anyhow you have to put your column at this point. So what I am going to do, यहाँ तो आपको लेना ही है, no option to skip this point. So यहाँ पर तो मैंने कॉलम ले लिया। Let's check this. Now another, अब ये स्पैन देखिए कितना हो जाता है आपका, check it. Just try to understand how much this span is. Let's say from wall to wall or beyond column to column also, if you are going to take it, it is going to become 6.19. So long span it is. So deflection criteria will not satisfied, then will demand more percentage of reinforcement, will demand more section size of your beam. So is it possible to go for this span? Hello?
नहीं सर, उनके बीच में एक कॉलम देना पड़ेगा।
एक कॉलम देना पड़ेगा, anyhow good column. Now coming to this, and okay, take this here. One column anyhow we need to take here. Is that all clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Column and we take here. Second, we will talk about the orientation of the column later. पहले हम लोग कर लेते हैं पोजीशन डिसाइड करने के बाद फिर हम लोग देखेंगे ओरिएंटेशन का क्या कॉन्सेप्ट है. So take this column, take copy of this. I am going to put this column here. Now, thereafter, okay, I will talk about this area later. Coming to this side, from here to here. Wait for a minute. Wait for a minute. Okay, so next, I'm going to take the column here. Take this copy from here to here. This is done, and the same situation we have to face here. So as I told you, sorry. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Audible है, sir.
Audible, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now from here, take this copy, and as our structure is symmetrical, so we are going to put the column here, and here also we need to take the column and shift this column from here to here. Okay. This is what for this upper part we have completed the positioning of the column. What next we have to do here? Try to understand. After this, this is your corner, so we have to put the column. This is the corner, okay, because it's the balcony. So actually it is what the corner. So here we need to put the column. So and this is what the angle is 45 degree. The angle is what? 45 degree. So just rotate this your column, rotate it by 45 degree. Say enter. Okay. Now take this from here to here. Move this and put this column here. Then and okay, at the same time, let's try to understand the orientation. So this is the span. You need to see the maximum span in which direction. So this is the one span. Let me show you. This is what from this point to from this to up to this point. How much it is? From here to here, it is 5. And from here to here, it is coming out to be what? 5.76. So the orientation should be in this direction or in this direction?
रोटेट करना पड़ेगा सर इसको.
Sorry?
On the other
रोटेट
direction.
करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, we have to put it in other direction. So take this column from here to here and put your column here. Done. Similarly, in this direction only also take this copy. Now, two directions we are having, this direction and this direction. So obviously we need to rotate it again. Okay, take this and from here to move this from here. From here to here. We have to shift it. Okay, now I think it's okay. In this way, we have to put it. Now, after this, one column. See, here we need to take one column. Try to understand if we are going to take this beam here, it is the cantilever, and this is the beam, and the beam is also coming from this side. It is the intersection of four beams. So is it needed to provide the column here or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
प्रोवाइड
Yes,
करना पड़ेगा सर
Provide करना पड़ेगा. So
प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा
take this from here to here. Move this from here to here. Okay. In this way. Second, in this line on the top, we have to take the column, take this copy. From here to here, we need to take the column. It is okay. After that, see, this portion is actually remaining. This portion is actually remaining. Okay. What actually we have to do, try to understand how to do the proper framing with the column positioning. So the gap, if suppose I'm going to finalize this much column, so how the structural framing plan will be, try to understand. Suppose this is the final, so I'm going to take one column here, beam here, one beam will come from here to here. So will you allow just about to this WC, your beam is coming? Hello?
no.
No. One thing. Second thing, okay, if the beam is coming from this side, it will be continue because the wall is present. Then either you can take the column here, or if you are not taking the column, you have to keep it to continue to this side. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
यस सर
Oh, you are getting the junction. One junction you are getting here where three walls are going to intersect. When you come to this, there is another junction when three walls are going to intersect. Here, two walls are going to intersect here. And then, okay. So this is the one point to provide the column. This is the another point is required to provide the column. Then this is the another point required to provide this column. Now, among these 3 points, you have to decide the point where you would like to provide the column. Let me know, please, fast.
Where three walls are getting intersected.
बताइए कहां पर देना है आपको? देखिए यहां पर एक इंटरसेक्शन, देखिए यहां पर एक इंटरसेक्शन 1, this is the 2, and this is the third. Tell me.
From 1 to 2.
Third.
From 1 to 2.
Okay. थर्ड के साथ जाना चाहेंगे आप? ओके, सो लेट्स गो टू दिस. अगर थर्ड पर लेते हैं, सो व्हाट प्रॉब्लम और व्हाट और व्हाट थिंग विल बी देयर, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड.
सेकंड पे आएगा सर कॉलम
Second per, yeah, that actually okay. One thing, if you are taking the column at third, the problem मैं आप लोगों को पहले ही बता देता हूँ. Then we will decide it. Okay, no issue. Some of you may think that it should be third. So if you are taking at the third, so what challenges we need to face? First we will see that. ठीक है, पहले हम लोग थर्ड पर रख कर देखते हैं. जिनको जो ऑप्शन ले रहे होंगे वो अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं. टेक दिस कॉपी from here to here and put it here. See, it is coming inside of your parking area. Hello? Will you allow this?
No.
Will you allow this? No. So there is a problem for that position. There is a problem with this position 1. Okay. Instead of this, if I'm taking my column from here to take this column for the second position. For the second position, what will happen? Try to understand. I am going to take the column here. So I am getting the fixity. This beam, the wall. What happened? Yeah.
Where's your column?
Okay, take this copy.
Welcome you all in Azure Certified Live Training Program, Etabs, Rcdc and Excel that makes you a professional structural engineer. In this training program, you will learn everything about Etabs and Rcdc from basic to advanced. Real life project of medium rise structure from architecture plan to final design sheet. Real life project of high rise structure with all advanced topics. Design of structural elements using advanced Excel sheets. Have a look over the features of this training. Daily live classes conducted by expert for 1.5 hours. Recording of every session with lifetime access. Can interact with expert anytime, 24/7. Exposure to real practice. ISO certification of training completion. It's 5-star rated training program. Till now, more than 1,000 participants have benefited from this training program. Now you are the next. Hello everyone, welcome you all in a new ISO certified live training program. Design of substructure using CSI Safe, Excel and manual. In this training program, you will learn all about the concept of substructure design. Commands in CSI Safe software for the substructure design. Validation of CSI Safe result with your manual and advanced Excel sheets. This training program will cover 4 real life projects. In the first and second, we will cover all the types of isolated foundation in CSI Safe software. In the third real life project, we will cover the raft foundation. And in the fourth real life project, there will be the coverage of pile and pile cap design. Including of all 4 real life projects, there will be design of basement wall. And at the end of this training program, we will learn how to prepare the final design sheet for the site execution. Have a look over the features of this training. Daily live classes conducted by experts for 1.5 hours. Recording of every session with lifetime access. Can interact with expert anytime, 24/7. Exposure to real practice. ISO certification of training completion. It's 5-star rated training program. Till now, more than 1,000 participants have benefited from this training program. Now you are the next.
Okay. So here if I am taking the column, so this beam is going to, this beam will have the more stiffness. It is having the column at its both end. So perfect rigidity of this beam is going to get the perfect rigidity, perfect stiffness. So that is a good thing. If the beam is having the column at its both end, that's a good thing. But another, if you are taking, but this beam is not exactly going to be connected with your column. So there is a problem. But if you are trying to provide the stiffness to this beam by shifting of this column, so what will happen? Hello.
इधर वाला बीम फिर प्रॉप कैंटिलीवर हो जाएगा.
Yes, this beam is going to become proper cantilever if you are going to provide the stiffness to this. So two things are there. So irrespective of if you like to provide the stiffness to these both of the beam or support to this both of the beam. So one option is there, what you can extend the column size up to this edge. Okay, irrespective of design requirement. अगर आपका डिजाइन 230 by 450 भी मिल रहा है, सो आप क्या कर सकते हैं, इसको एक्सटेंड करके यहां पर ले सकते हैं. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
That practically we are doing.
Yes, sir.
Practically हम ऐसे करते हैं. Otherwise your choice. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
ओके. सो प्रैक्टिकली क्या करते हैं हम लोग, ऐसे बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स हम लोगों को फेस करना पड़ता है जहां पर हम लोगों को सपोर्ट के लिए क्या करेंगे, हम लोग कॉलम की साइज एक्सटेंड कर देंगे. सो इट इज व्हाट 230 by 600, इतना 230 और बढ़ेगा, 600 प्लस 830 हो जाएगा कॉलम का साइज. राइट और रॉन्ग?
Yes, sir.
230 और बढ़ेगा, 830 will be your column size. So that you need to remember. But अभी हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, इसको मैं यहीं पर लेता हूं इसको. Okay, I'm going to take on this side only. This is all done. Okay. So okay. Now this is done. Now next is what? Try to understand one beam. So if you like to avoid to come the beam inside of this WC area, inside of this WC area. So WC and bath, not only it is WC, if it is only WC, so that we can allow to the certain extent. But if it is if the bath is also there, so it will not be good, give the pleasant means aesthetical appearance. Okay, so we have to avoid the beam here. Then what? We need to provide the column at this junction. Hello. Here the 3 walls are coming. One wall from this side, one wall from this side, one wall coming from this side. So we have to provide the column here also. So just go to clear this and take the column. Take this copy of this column. Put this here. Is that all clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
But again, the problem is what?
Orientation.
Problem.
No, here is what is that door is there.
Door है.
It is going to create the off section. Your opening is going to reduce. Okay, you have to ask to your architect to shift the position of the door. If it is allowing to change the position of door, that's good. But if it is not ready to change the position of the door, then what? You don't have any option except of changing of its orientation. So here we are not going to change the orientation of the column as per the structural demand. Here we are going to change the column orientation based on what? Architectural recommendation. Hello.
Yes, sir.
ये चीजें आप लोगों को ध्यान में रखना है. No. This is all done. Okay. Now, next and the most important and very important point we have learned in the last session, the column you have to provide at four corners of the staircase. At four corners of the staircase, you have to provide the column. So, like as I told you, from the start of the flight and up to the end of the flight, you have to put your column. Yesterday, I have explained this point. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the column from here. One column I'm going to take here, one column I'm going to take here. And now on the other side, there is some complication. Either you can take the column here or on the other side, another option, instead of taking here, I can take the column here. Tell me which position is correct. Either here you would like to provide or here you would like to provide. If you are taking your, try to understand, if you are taking column inside, so what will be there? It is not, your beam is not going to rest over your column. For that portion, try to understand, अगर आप यहाँ पर positioning करते हो, so आपका structural framing किस तरीके से होगा? Try to understand for the staircase. This is not the end of the mid landing. This is not the end of mid landing. End of the mid landing is what? End of your mid landing is actually this line, and your column end is this much. So your mid landing beam is not going to rest or is not going to connected with your column directly. So in that situation, what we need to do? See, with this arrangement, how your this model will be, try to understand, your model will be like this. This is your column, this is your column. Okay. So from this column, if you are taking your column at the end, so flight will come here like this, and you will provide the beam here only, which is connected with your column. This is your beam, which is connected with your column, and this is your mid landing. This is your mid landing. So no issue. It's a general case. But in a situation, अभी यहाँ पर आपके in a considered example, यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या हो रहा है? Suppose this is your column, this is your column, and this is your like your flight or your mid landing is coming outside. Hello. Your flight is coming outside. So for that situation, suppose this is your column coming up. So for this position, for this purpose, your flight is coming outside. So to provide the platform to this mid landing slab, we need to provide the beam, and beam will come under this column, under this slab, mid landing slab. So to provide the support to this mid landing beam, we need to provide one projected cantilever beam. Hello. From both of the side.
Yes, sir.
ये आपका एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट बढ़ जाएगा अगर आप अंदर के साइड में कॉलम को पुट करते हो. कॉन्सेप्ट आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? हेलो, व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन. समझ रहे हैं?
यस सर.
देखिए ये सारी चीजें आपको कोई बताएगा नहीं. हेलो.
यस सर.
तो आप इसको समझ के लीजिए. Now coming to this side. So now what is the solution? Acha, some of you may think that so why we are taking the column inside, directly take it outside. Okay, मैं outside ले लेता हूँ. Outside लूंगा तो फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या हो जाता है कि ठीक है, यहाँ पर ये बीम फिर इसके ऊपर कनेक्ट हो जाएगा, आपके बीम के ऊपर आकर कनेक्ट होगा. That's a problem only. So if you like to provide the stiffness to this beam, then put this column inner side. अगर आप inner side देंगे, then there will be the problem of taking the cantilever beam for providing the support to this beam, mid landing beam. Okay, so for that you have if you would like to avoid to take the cantilever beam here, okay, for that reason you need to do what? आपको कॉलम को यहाँ पोजीशन करना पड़ेगा. लेकिन अगर आप चाहते हो दोनों को सपोर्ट देना है, lateral support, sorry, to both of this beam you would like to give the support of your column. So what you need to do?
कॉलम साइज बड़ा करना पड़ेगा.
कॉलम को हम लोग एक्सटेंड करेंगे irrespective of design requirement, right or wrong?
यस सर.
ठीक है, वरना आप में से किसी ने कहेगा कि सर हम लोग कैसे रेंज ले रहे हैं सेक्शन साइज. तो यहाँ पर अगर आपका डिमांड कर रहा है और आप मींस इट्स योर चॉइस to provide the support to both of the beam, then you can extend this. Okay, so but here I'm not going to extend it. I'm going to take it as it is right now. We will decide it on later stage. Okay, this is done. So almost all the positions we have decided, but now next the problem for this portion. Problem is for this portion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the column here also. Actually beam is coming from this side also. Okay, so that's why I'm taking the column here, and why I have taken the column here I will let you know on later stage. Okay, some of you may think that these two columns are going to become very close. Hello, these two columns are very close. Why we are taking the column here? So there is some reason. If I'm not taking this column, so what will happen? You need to take the beam from here to here. Okay, directly. So the long span is going to become. So that's why we are going to take the column here also. So that's the case. I will explain this point on later stage more. Okay, now after that, see what I'm going to do. I'm going to replicate all of this column. Sorry, take the mirror of this all position column. Okay, instead of that, what we can do? Take the column from here to here. Yeah, then take the column from is also done. Okay. 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 This should also be taken. Is that all clear or not? Hello. Now we have positioned all the column over the typical floor plan as first, second, and third. After the finalizing of the column position, what next step will be? Just let me know. The next step will be what? We have to check the column position at all the upper floor and lower floor. We have to take the column position. We have to check the column position at all the upper and lower floors. So first of all, I'm going to take the column at the ground level. Okay, is there any obstruction to the ground floor for the parking? So every time, remember, every time if you are going to take a checking for the positioning from one floor to another floor, take a common point that will not change throughout the height of your structure. So आप लोगों को पता है, your staircase will be continue from base to top. That is not going to change. Plus, if shear, I can say what? If lift is there, Okay, so lift is also not going to change once it is positioned at one level. So from base to top of the building, top of the structure, your lift position is not going to change. Likewise, your staircase position is not going to change. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Always you have to take the reference of that point only. While you are going to shift one element from one floor to another floor, while you are shifting from any element from one floor to another floor, take the reference of a point which is not going to change its position. Okay, this is a very practical point. So select these all columns, take copy of this by taking the reference of this point, and now I'm going to put here. Now check it. Is any column is going to create the obstruction? Consider that this structure is having the access from all of its direction. From all of its direction. सारे साइड से आपका ये खुला हुआ है, कहीं से भी एंट्री हो सकता है. हेलो. Now let me know please fast. Hello. Okay, why we have taken this? Just tell me, is there any problem with any column? Just tell me, is there any problem with any column? Hello. Hello. Hello.
The column of the parking.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah, this is what is going to create the problem. That's I'm thinking about only. Rishi, what do you think?
Yes, sir. This column is coming in between two parkings.
ये पार्किंग को आपको डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है.
Yes,
So for a situation, we are going to delete this column from here. Delete this column, and no issue. There's no problem with this. We can take this beam directly from here to here. We are going to take this beam directly from here to here. No need to worry about. Okay. Next, is there any problem with other column? Yes.
No, sir. बाकी की कॉलम बराबर है.
Other columns are not going to create any obstruction to the utility area, to the parking area. So that's okay, fine. So now it is the final position. Take this column, all this column position to check for the upper floors. Take the reference of this fixed point and taking all these two here, and let's check now. Is any column is going to create the obstruction fast?
Yes, inside the room.
Yeah, it is coming midpoint of this common utility area. This is what the common utility area. So it's going to create the problem. It is going to create what? Problem. Then what? Come to this. Then what? And anyhow, you have to take the column here. If you are not taking the column here, then what? Suppose I'm not taking the column here, then what? What you will do? Will you take the beam from this point to this point? No, it is not going to work. Then what?
Put it beside the door.
The beam is coming from this side, then it is already what? Projected very long span. If you are going to take the beam this one and going to rest over this one, you can't keep it continue. This is not making the sense if you are going to do like this. So okay, if you are not taking the column here, so problem will be what? You will take the beam from directly. Try to understand. You have to take directly from the beam from here to here. Okay, you can do that. No issue. Then it is already very long span beam, already heavily loaded beam, will demand more percentage of reinforcement and all section size. Plus you are going to put additional beam load over this because it is what? Secondary. और secondary इसके ऊपर जो load आएगा, that is going to ultimately transfer to this beam, primary beam. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So problem will be what? It is going to be very very heavily loaded beam. So आप यहाँ पर तो continue नहीं कर सकते हैं. Means ये point को तो avoid नहीं कर सकते आप. Then what? So like other arrangement we are going to follow that what? Take this column. क्या करेंगे? ये column की position को मैं ये यहाँ पर जो column था, the column which we earlier have placed here, we are going to shift this column from here to here. Hello.
Yes, sir.
मैं क्या करता हूँ, ये कॉलम को यहां से यहां शिफ्ट कर देता हूँ. हेलो. Now what will happen with this? I will take the beam from here to here. I will take the beam from here to here, column to column. It is having the very high stiffness, very high rigidity, very high fixity, so it can carry the load. And इसके ऊपर मैं ये beam लाकर rest कर दूंगा. Will it be okay?
Yes, sir. ये okay, ये चलेगा.
चलेगा ना? तो हम लोग
Yes.
इस तरीके से प्रोसीड करेंगे to avoid that obstruction, to avoid that means coming of column in utility area. So for that, what I am going to do, ये हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर शिफ्ट कर दिया, इसको भी मैं यहाँ पर शिफ्ट कर देता हूँ in this direction. Okay. After this, one more problem is there. That is what? This column. It is coming inside of your common utility area. Hello. Will you allow this kind of obstruction? Very greater obstruction is there. Hello.
No, sir.
Will you
उसका
allow
orange.
this
No,
in
sir.
your room? Tell me first that.
We can rotate it.
Will you allow or not?
No,
No, you are not going to allow. Then what option is there? Based on architectural demand, we have to change the orientation of this column like this. And I'm going to change the orientation from here to here like this. And either you can take in this side also or on that side also, your choice. Take this column from here to. This is done. What next?
why not put it at the center?
No, okay, good question. Yes. Yeah. Taking it from here to here. Very important question you raised. Actually, I had to take this point, but I forgot to cover it. Okay. You all are with me? Yes.
Sir.
Some of you may think that as Harry sir raised the question, why we are not taking this column at the center? Why I'm taking on this side, but not taking at the center? We feel that if it is on the center, that's a good thing. Okay. At every point you have noticed that I have taken at the edges. So remember that always while preparing the structural framing plan, while the positioning of the beam and column, so your point, one edge of the wall or one edge of the beam should be flushed with one side of the column. Always one edge of the beam or one edge of the your column should be flushed, should be in the same line. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Remember, you are not allowed to position your column like this. If suppose you are thinking that we should provide the column like this, no, it is not the practice. It is not the practice. Okay, that is not the thing. Always one edge of the column and one edge of the beam will be flushed. Understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Harry sir, have you got this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what the concept. So at everywhere I have done this. So you may think that we should provide this beam like this, this column like this, right? So no, it is wrong. It is wrong one. No, we can't do it. Okay, that is not the means. It is sounding that you are not having the knowledge of structural design. No, it's making the structural framing plan. If you are doing this thing in front of any structural engineer. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the thing. Always you have to flush one side to this. Okay. That is what. Yeah. Here I can't take this. Some of you may think that why I'm not going to take on this side. Okay. This also I can do. But this part I'm not going to consider my property. यहाँ पर हम लोग कंसिडर कर रहे हैं कि हमारा प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है. सो कभी भी आपका एज के अंदर आएगा. Always inside. Remember? Hello.
Yes, sir.
अंदर रखेंगे हम लोग. ये भी चीज आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Okay. You may think that we should the column here from here to here. So that is also not going to make the sense. Okay. So ये चीजें आप लोगों को ध्यान में रखना है. That's a good question. Yeah, this is all done. Upper floor. So yeah, orientation we have changed. So now here the orientation has been changed. So let me delete all this column from here. Delete all of them. Take the copy from here again. Copy from this point to this point. I would like to take the column. Now every column is having the correct positioning. Okay. Next, what we can do? I can take this column. One more thing we can do. Can you guess what? I can cut this column at this floor. Hello. I can cut this column at this floor.
फ्लोर स्पैन बड़ा हो जाएगा ना सर फिर.
Okay, I will talk about that point on later stage. अभी आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा because यहाँ पर 2 फ्लोर है. Okay, ये हम लोग बीम के टाइम पर हम लोग इसको डिस्कस करेंगे. At that time we will discuss about it. Okay, now take all of this column from here to take all of this from here to here. Now for the terrace portion, there's no problem. It will be as it is. What framing we are going to decide at the 5th floor, that same framing we are going to take for this, except of deleting the unnecessarily secondary beams. So जो आपका कॉलम का पोजीशन लास्ट फ्लोर पर आएगा वही कॉलम का पोजीशन आपको टेरेस पर भी लेना है. So there is no much discussion about the terrace floor satisfaction. Hello.
Yes sir.
Okay. Now after finalizing the column position and column orientation, we have to move to put the beams. We have to move to put the beams. So some recommendation is also there for the beam element in similar way of your column. So size of the beam. What should be the size of your beam? What should be the position of your beam? How to decide the position of beam in your over your architectural plan. Okay, so initial size of the beam for every 1 meter length should be as 100 mm. What? For every 1 meter length of the beam, the depth of the beam should be what?
100 mm.
100 mm. Just what? Thumb rule or recommendation from the expert experience. क्या है? Judgmental value it is. Judgmental approach. So for every 1 meter span of the beam, for every 1 meter span of the beam, the depth you have to consider as 100 mm. Hello.
Yes sir.
Yes sir. 100 mm you have to consider. So about the depth, now it is clear. Now what about the width? So yesterday we had a discussion about how to decide the width of the beam. So your width of the beam is depends on 2 things. One is your width of wall. One is your width of wall. Another is width of your column. Width of your column. So max to max, your width of the beam should be equal to width of your column. Maximum width of the beam will be what? Your width of the column. उसके बाहर तो आप नहीं जा सकते हैं. Then what is the relation with your beam? So your width of the beam may be more than of your width of the wall. Okay, so यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या करने वाले हैं? Whatever the width of the column is, accordingly we are going to take the width of the beam. So width of the beam हम लोग लेने वाले हैं 230. Okay. Now the secondary beam can be provided with somehow short section size. So primary beam means the beam which is going to be connected with column to column. For that we have to use the sizes as more. But for the secondary beam, उसके लिए हम लोग section size को reduce कर सकते हैं. Means we can reduce the depth. Depth of the beam we can reduce for all the secondary beam. Okay. But for the primary beam, you are not allowed to reduce the section size. The section size will be as per the design requirement. Now, positioning. How to decide the position of the beam? So wherever in your architecture plan the walls are present, you need to provide the beam. क्योंकि हम लोगों को पता है वॉल का लोड जो है वो डायरेक्टली आपके बीम पर जाने वाला है. So wherever in your architecture plan wall is present, under which you have to provide the beam first. Okay. Beams are required to provide around the toilet portion. Beams are required to provide the along the WC and bath portion. Why it is, I will let you know after some time. Okay. So WC and bath का जो एरिया है उसके सराउंडिंग में आपको बीम देना ही है एनी हाउ. Okay. Okay. Now this is all the recommendation. Come to your architecture plan. So जहां जहां पर भी आपको वॉल दिख रहा है, वॉल है, वहां आपको बीम देना है. Clear? But before of that, we are going to put the beam. Okay, let me know, is there any wall present at the ground level except of this staircase and this portion? Tell me fast.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Wall nahi hai. So is it needed to provide the beam here?
No.
No.
बीम देने पड़ेंगे ना, प्लेन बीम तो आएंगे ना सर.
Plain beam provide the beam.
Plinth level, there is no any plinth level. Look at your architecture over the elevation. Is there any plinth level?
No, sir.
No. So is it needed to provide the beam here?
Ground beam आएंगे sir.
ग्राउंड बीम आएंगे. क्यों ग्राउंड बीम देंगे यहाँ पर? Why it is needed to provide the ground beam? Tell me fast.
पार्किंग करेंगे, पीसीसी करना होगा, फ्लोरिंग का टाइल लगेगा वहाँ पे, पार्किंग का
Okay,
टाइल
that
लगेगा.
is only the
व्हीकल
reason.
का तो लोड आएगा उसका.
Sorry,
व्हीकल का भी तो लोड आएगा उस पे.
व्हीकल का लोड तो ग्राउंड पर जाने वाला है. आप कहीं पर भी जाकर पार्किंग करते हो तो वहां बीम दिया होता है क्या?
नहीं, बट जब
कॉलम
व्हीकल
का सर
पार्क
effective
करना है
length
तो वहाँ स्लैब वगैरह भी देना पड़ेगा ना सर.
किसके लिए?
जो
कॉलम का
ग्राउंड
effective length
फ्लोर है वहाँ पे स्लैब देना ही
effective length
पड़ेगा ना
कम करें.
पार्किंग के हिसाब से.
नहीं समझ में आ रहा आपकी वॉइस क्लियर, फिर से बताइए.
प्लेन बीम तो देने ही पड़ेंगे ना उसको, ताकि कॉलम एक जगह पे रहे.
तो प्लिंथ लेवल तो हमारा है ही नहीं ना यहाँ पर. आप प्लिंथ लेवल क्यों कह रहे हो?
सर कॉलम का इफेक्टिव हाइट कम करने के लिए.
Exactly. That is what the main reason. Okay. There are other reasons are also there. हम लोगों को इसका height reduce कर. Okay. As per my as I'm asking, if you are saying that okay, don't take the beam at the ground level, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? ग्राउंड से यहाँ पर आपका ठीक है, यहाँ पे कॉलम आएगा नीचे. एक्चुअली देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम फॉर द अपर साइड. यहाँ से ऊपर के प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. If I am taking the column from here to here, it is what, suppose it is what, 3 meter. But we need to go downside also. Suppose depth of the foundation is 2.5 meter. It is what, 2.5 meter coming down. So total height is going to become what? Hello.
5.5.
5.5 is the height of your column. So what is the criteria for short column, long column? So if your height of the column divided by longer dimension or smaller dimension of your column in both of the direction, if it is coming up more than of 12, means it is going to become long column. You need to consider additional movement. Then if additional movement is coming, then you need to consider, you need to provide the more reinforcement. So it is going to become what? Long column. It may become cylinder column also. So in that situation, what? हम लोगों को क्या करना है? Okay, let's try 5.5 into 10 raised to 3, that is in mm, divide by our column section size what? 230 by, hello, 600. So first check 230. Let me know what is the answer.
29.3. 23.9.
Sorry,
23.9.
23.9. Whether it is long column or short column?
Long column.
Long column about its width. Now change it to what? 600. Let's check with this.
9.16.
9.16 something. So if it is coming out long column about any one dimension, that is also very critical. Means we are going to consider overall it is what? Long column. तो ये आपका problem हो गया. So to avoid this column, our objective is what? To make this column short about its both dimension, about its both direction. about its what? Both direction. About its a shorter axis means what we are calling major axis and minor axis. About its both axis, we want to make this column a short column. So that's why to break the height of this column, we have to provide the beam at this level, ground level. Hello,
Yes, sir.
at this ground level. So that is what case. अगर आप इसको डिवाइड कर देते हो फिर आपका कॉलम ऑब्वियसली शॉर्ट कॉलम हो जाएगा. तो इसके लिए मेनली हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कॉलम को देते हैं टू ब्रेक द हाइट प्लस टू प्रोवाइड द लैटरल सपोर्ट टू द कॉलम. कॉलम को लैटरल सपोर्ट भी मिल जाएगा, स्टेबिलिटी मेंटेन हो जाएगी. इज दैट ऑल क्लियर और नॉट? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's all the case. So at this ground level, there is no objective. There's no objective of taking the beam except of providing the lateral support to your column. यहाँ पर हम लोग कॉलम को lateral support दे रहे हैं सिर्फ. There is no other objective. So आप यहाँ पर randomly किसी भी तरीके से बीम ले सकते हो. यहाँ पर इस तरीके से ले सकते हो, इस तरीके से ले सकते हो. You can take the beam from anywhere. Because here there is no problem. Okay, why I can take this beam here anywhere? Try to understand. Okay, suppose I am going to take the beam here. Suppose what I am going to do, try to understand. You all are with me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose I am going to take the beam here. One beam I am going to take here. Sorry. Suppose I am going to take the beam here. One beam as it is, as there is present one beam. So it is exactly coming under the width of your wall. So no obstruction is there of this beam. And I am taking this beam is of this floor. This is what? Third floor. This beam is of third floor. So this third floor beam, tell me, will be visible to this third floor person or this second floor person? Tell me.
Second floor.
Second floor, sir. सेकंड फ्लोर वाले को दिखेगा ये बीम. ओके, अगर यहां पर मैं ये फ्लोर पर जाकर यहां पर बीम लेता हूं, सपोज मैं यहां पर बीम ले रहा हूं. इफ सपोज आई एम गोइंग टू टेक द बीम हियर, सो दिस बीम विल बी विजिबल टू दिस फ्लोर पर्सन और दिस फ्लोर पर्सन.
Second floor.
Second floor वाले को दिखेगा.
सेकंड फ्लोर को. तो आप जिस फ्लोर पर बीम को ले रहे हो, so there is no problem for that particular floor. वो फ्लोर वालों को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आने वाला है. आपको मैं एक फ्लोर दूं, सपोज दिस द थर्ड फ्लोर एंड सपोज दिस द सेकंड फ्लोर. यहां पर बेडरूम है, दिस इज ऑल्सो द बेडरूम एंड दिस अपर फ्लोर, सॉरी, दिस इज ऑल्सो द बेडरूम, दिस इज ऑल्सो द बेडरूम. सो मैं ये फ्लोर पर यहां भी बीम ले सकता हूं, यहां पे बीम ले लूंगा, यहां पे भी बीम ले लूंगा, ये बीम ले लूंगा, यहां पर भी बीम ले लेता हूं. मल्टीपल बीम्स आई एम गोइंग टू टेक हियर. So tell me, there will be the problem to this third floor person by taking these beams, random beams?
No.
No, actually for to this floor person, there's no problem of taking anything here in for the beam only, for the beam. But if I'm going to impose this all, see, these beams will be visible to what? This second floor person. Will you allow this kind of beams
No, sir.
on your ceiling?
No.
No, no.
Sir.
Are you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the beam, if you are going to take the beam at any particular floor, so there's a no problem for that particular floor. That will be the problem for the, hello,
नीचे
Lower
नीचे वाले फ्लोर वाले को प्रॉब्लम होगी उसमें.
person. Getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yes, sir.
Just go to this. Now, after having this, so what point I have to cover? Wait. Yeah. So we are talking about the ground. So अभी हम लोग ग्राउंड पर है, तो मैं यहाँ पर अगर किसी बीम को लेता हूँ, so नीचे ग्राउंड के नीचे कुछ है क्या यहाँ पर? Is there anything below to this ground?
Nothing.
नहीं सर.
कुछ भी नहीं है, तो मैं ले सकता हूँ रैंडम कहीं पर भी.
We can random, yes.
I can take the beam anywhere. There's no any objection. There is no any limitation to me. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because this beam is not visible to lower floor, but there's no any floor next to it. Okay,
Yes.
so that's why I'm free to take the beam anywhere. But yeah, we are not going to do the nonsense thing. Okay, here only we are having the objective to what? Provide the like lateral support to the beam. So actually यहाँ पर क्या है, मैं अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो मैं यहाँ पर इस तरीके से बीम ले सकता हूँ, लेकिन आप ऊपर के फ्लोर पर ये कर सकते हो क्या? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
No,
If I
sir.
need, so I can take the beam here like this. That's I'm telling. I can take the beam here column to column. So no issue for me. There's no any limitation for me. I can take. But if I'm trying to do this practice at the upper floor, so that is not possible for me. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Good. Coming to this. Shanawaz sir, hello. Hello, Shanawaz sir, are you there? Okay, tell me, is there any problem to anyone about this language, Hindi?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, tell me, is there any problem to anyone about this? Hello, is there any problem to anyone about the language, Hindi?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Shanawaz sir?
No, sir. No, sir. No any problem.
Shanawaz?
Yes,
Sir?
no problem. हिंदी बोल सकते हैं हिंदी, कोई बात नहीं.
चलेगा ना? हाँ ठीक है, वरना मैं like okay, no issue. हाँ ठीक है, वरना मैं like
नहीं, हिंदी बोल सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हिंदी बोल.
okay, thank you. Now, at this ground level, we have to provide the beams just for the purpose of providing the lateral support to all the columns or to break the height of your column. Good. Now, next, just go to take the beam. Okay, how to draw the beam? See, just take the click press ML enter multi-line. Now, from here to here, just for example, yeah. Then ML enter, you have to write, then right click scale, just click over this scale and put here as 0.23, 0.23, let's say enter, and create a one layer here as a beam that may be present here. Yeah, beam, this layer already it is there. So go to beam layer. We are going to take the beam of green color beam, unlock this, come to this beam. Now again press ML enter multi-line, right click on your mouse on this screen, just go to scale and scale should be what? 0.23, let's say enter. Now from here to here beam, okay, then from here to here beam will be done. Now from here to here beam will be done. From here to here beam will be done. Hello, is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you go with this arrangement? Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, in this way, we have to decide the positioning of the beam at the ground level. Okay. So let me also take the beam here from here to here. Done. If you want to provide the beam also here, so that what will happen? Your column is going to get the stability from this side also. Actually, मैंने यहाँ पर beam क्यों? Suppose here the beam is not needed to take. Some of you may ask a question. Here objective is to tie the column only, to provide the lateral support to the column. So tell me, if any column is there which is having the lateral support only from two sides, any other column is there which is having the lateral support on three sides. So which one will be more stable?
Three side.
Three
Three
side
side.
wala.
So that's why your choice. If you want to keep it as it is, लेकिन I feel that I should take the beam here. like from year to year, so that your column is getting this stability, because there is a chance, there is an option. And grading is also going to be complete, first thing. Second, another question you may raise, that what it is coming over the parking area, right or wrong?
Wrong.
Is not,
पार्किंग के नीचे जाएगा ये तो
नहीं आएगा ना?
नहीं सर
नहीं ले सकता हूं मैं, why?
क्योंकि ग्राउंड के नीचे जाएगा ना पार्किंग आपकी उसके ऊपर होगी
अगर आपको ग्राउंड पार्किंग नीचे जाएगा, सॉरी ये आपका ग्राउंड के नीचे जाएगा बीम, बिकॉज दिस इज योर ग्राउंड लेवल. सो आई विल टेक माय बीम, आई विल मींस this beam will be a downside. Hello.
यस सर
So no issue. Am I right or wrong? If you are planning to take upside, and if you are going to fill this area, then again it's okay.
ओके
अगर आप ऊपर लेते हो बीम, ठीक है, तो आपको ये एरिया को फिल ही करना पड़ेगा एनी हाउ. हेलो.
यस सर
सो हम लोग यहाँ पर इसको फिल तो नहीं करने जा रहे हैं. दिस इज द सेकंड ऑप्शन. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन एंड कॉमन ऑप्शन इज व्हाट? Taking the beam downside. Top of the beam will be at your ground level. Is that right or wrong? Hello.
राइट सर
Right, sir.
Okay. So basically, this is all about today. How to put your column over your architectural plan in the light of all the points that we covered from since last two sessions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Save this all. Okay, what happened? I will check it. Let me open that first. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
यस सर
Yeah. So this is all about today. We have finalized the beam position at the ground level. Now we will position the beam at the upper floor. Then we will provide the beam at the next floor, then next floor. Then how to check the beams, whether it is going to create the obstruction and all. Everything we'll try to cover in the upcoming session. Okay.
Welcome you all in Azure certified live training program, Etabs, Rcdc and Excel that makes you a professional structural engineer. In this training program, you will learn everything about Etabs and Rcdc from basic to advanced. Real life project of medium rise structure from architecture plan to final design sheet. Real life project of high rise structure with all advanced topics. Design of structural elements using advanced Excel sheets. Have a look over the features of this training. Daily live classes conducted by expert for 1.5 hours. Recording of every session with lifetime access. Can interact with expert anytime, 24/7. Exposure to real practice. Azure certification of training completion. It's 5-star rated training program. Till now, more than 1,000 participants have benefited from this training program. Now you are the next. Hello everyone, welcome you all in a new Azure certified live training program. Design of substructure using CSI Safe, Excel and Manual. In this training program, you will learn all about the concept of substructure design. Commands in CSI Safe software for the substructure design. Validation of CSI Safe result with your manual and advanced Excel sheets. This training program will cover 4 real life projects. In the first and second, we will cover all the types of isolated foundation in CSI Safe software. In the third real life project, we will cover the raft foundation. And in the fourth real life project, there will be the coverage of pile and pile cap design. Including of all 4 real life projects, there will be design of basement wall. And at the end of this training program, we will learn how to prepare the final design sheet for the site execution. Have a look over the features of this training. Daily live classes conducted by experts for 1.5 hours. Recording of every session with lifetime access. Can interact with expert anytime, 24/7. Exposure to real practice. Azure certification of training completion. It's 5-star rated training program. Till now, more than 1,000 participants have benefited from this training program. Now you are the next.